Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. You know that only Allah knows what happens in the future. But if you are always surrendered to the will of Allah and you do what is the right thing, surely Allah will guide whoever He wills. Now, when it comes to cryptocurrency market, this is the most volatile market that you can ever find anywhere. But this volatility is also an opportunity because when we get lower prices, we can always accumulate at those levels, which we will take higher gains in the future when the price goes up. But at the same time, when the price goes really, really high, we can take profit and secure it and let the price come back down. Now, on October 23rd, I posted this on X and I sent you this video as well in the community that I'm sharing this just in case it happens in the future so I can also say, I told you so. That was actually a funny thing to say because I didn't actually mean to say something like that because I don't know the future. But what I know is probabilities and how the market moves through supply and demand. And whenever the price is way too overbought, it tries to come down. And whenever the market becomes too predictable for people, especially those that are doing predictive analysis using different techniques, uh, when a lot of people are thinking about something, it doesn't happen. The market reacts the opposite. Why is that? It is because mostly the people that came earlier, the institutions with large amount of money, especially when they are the liquidity providers and those that they take lots of leverage at these levels, they tend to break their spirit and put negativity in the market, especially at the times that there's a lot of hype and the technology is about to thrive. Because you know that Bitcoin and crypto is the opposite of what fiat currencies are, and these are the best form of money humankind ever made. So it is a big enemy to the fiat currency, especially to US dollar, because in US dollar, if you hold it over time, you lose money because if you see, since its creation, it has lost 99% of its value. But at the same time, crypto, since its creation, or Bitcoin especially, it has moved thousands and thousands of percent higher in the long run. Okay? And it's because everything gets expensive over time because they print money. Instead of things getting cheaper, things get expensive because humans, from becoming more productive or going toward being less productive, and things are being done mostly through bots now and through AI and through robots that are going to come, and yeah, machines. So we become less productive, and when there's less productivity, what happens is that you'll have to have more money to sustain the economy, and when they print, things become more expensive, and who loses in between is the poor people. And in a way, it is fair because they don't do actually anything significant. But on the other hand, it is also unjust because the institutions and the capitalists, they do it intentionally to break their spirits, and that's why they keep working their entire lives as slaves. Now, coming back to this chart, shows us that Bitcoin at this level, when we first told you that closing below 125,000 a sell, was due to the same reason that our strategy is called whale order flow. We know where exactly these people offload and they exit the market. Now, coming back to today, This is the same chart. This is the same chart, same analysis. Let me see, is that on weekly? Yes. Let's put it on weekly and see if anything changed. So the things that are changed is this new lines that I have added. Everything else is the same. While I expected a little consolidation below the support before breaking, it even happened much more aggressively and it broke this line that people were betting on that the price will go up. But that's what we knew. So it happened, right? Now, what is next? Are we going to really see $69,000 as per this analysis? Because if you see 74,000 as the support level, and below that we have a level of demand, which goes below this level of support and actually touches the level of demand, which people don't expect most of the time for the price to go there, but it eventually goes there. So, can it actually do that? Let's come to this chart now. So, if we see right now on weekly, Bitcoin do have a pin bar here or a shooting star, which most of the time shows that the price not only closed below, we knew if it closes below 93,000 as again sell, but this is on a high time frame. In the lower time frame, we do trade at some of the levels that we can make money. I'll show you in daily. But on weekly, this span bar really shows that there is going to be a greater dump toward here to grab more liquidity from the market and to scare people way, way more than everybody has expected. Now, if we see Michael Saylor keeps buying Bitcoin and their average of Bitcoin is at 74,000, if the price really goes down, it even scares him. Okay, I don't know about how his liquidation method is gonna work. He might have a plan to not sell Bitcoin, but if at this point he also sells, we not only can go to 69,000, it might just even go to around 60,000, then bounce from there. So this is a high chance, and this is one of the probabilities. So let's come back. Let's go a little bit back and see what happened here. So close below 125,000 was sell, and the price fell on October 10th. Let's see that on daily. You can see that the price fell on October 10th, and 2 days before that, I told you guys to actually take profit and sell. Then we traded all the way, and this price shouldn't have been broken. But then I told you if it does get broken, a retest of 107,000 will take the price even lower to 94,000, which it did, but it even broke this level, which we also knew that it's quite possible that it happens. But then the only place that is holding right now Bitcoin is this level of demand. Let me see, something is wrong with my internet. Okay, so this level of demand is the only place that is holding Bitcoin right now on a daily basis, because if you see, we clearly have an accumulation on a resistance level followed by a breakout that the price went toward all-time high. So is it possible that Bitcoin can hold this level? Yes, there is a high chance that before actually going to 69,000, we go higher, back to 100K even, because coming back to the previous prices when this trend line was broken, I was actually expecting Bitcoin to retest this level before going higher, but that never happened. And even after breaking this, that never happened. But you can see that when it came back, it actually broke. But this time we saw some accumulation here. And it is quite possible that the price actually goes back to 100K or even higher, back to 107. This will trigger Ethereum going back to its all-time high and so many other coins. So the altcoin rally or the quick bull market that we're waiting is not actually going to happen in Bitcoin because it will just move few percentages from here. It's like 22% still is good, but Ethereum on the other hand could move significantly. Uh, if let's say hypothetically that happens, what are the chances for Ethereum? So at least till its all-time high, you have 66% to be made from this level. Okay. Going back higher to another psychological level of 6,000 is 100 to 7,000 is 145%. Now, could that happen? Something that we haven't seen? Well, I don't know. Nobody knows the future except Allah. But what we know and what we can do is buy the cheapest prices possible. So that's what we can do. And it is recommended for you to see it in that sense that Ethereum previously also broke this level, this trend, and flipped this level of supply. And when a supply level is flipped, it becomes a swap zone and it becomes a level of demand. Can we expect it to go higher? Take a look at this one. Why not? Let me fix it a little bit. Why not? Why not? Because we have the less amount of stop loss. If you have been taking entries while I was telling you at these levels, then good. You're still not in loss. And your stop loss is at minimum as it can be, around 6% below this zone, but it went 21% in profit and it can go even higher. Uh, if you enter around these prices, can you? Yes, you can. And you can see we are right now in a support level here. You can also trade this, but the thing is, this session is really not about Ethereum. We have talked about this, and I have given you the levels to trade. But what we are actually talking is Bitcoin and what could possibly happen, and when are we going to see 69,000? So let's come to this chart that I also talked a lot about this like 1 or 2 weeks ago, that every time Bitcoin moves below a level of support, then finds a demand, which we expected that to happen around 92,000, but then that level was also broken and we came to this lower level of demand. And yeah, if we are truly in this level of support, and people again predict the market and there's a lot of leverage, I say that this level will also get broken and we actually go lower. But on the short term, there is a chance because all of these people are liquidated multiple times. All these leverage traders and gamblers, they have been liquidated multiple times. Billions of dollars are already wiped from the market. So there is no pressure left. But what we do have, if we come to the liquidation heat map, what we will find is that at $90,000 there's a lot of short squeeze happening. So if that happens, it is extended to 100K, and even beyond that, all of them are gonna get wiped again. But this time short traders. So there is a higher chance now. You can see that even in 24 hours, there is uh, a level of 88,000 that is being built. Below, we do have 86,000, 85,000. It did liquidate all of these once uh, in the previous days, but it could possibly do that. I'm not saying that Bitcoin won't go down, but we are in a very, very key level here. But if you see on a 48 hours, we have around starting from 88 to 90, extended to 91,000. If we come on 1 week, we have again at 91,000, which goes even until 95. And on 2 weeks, it is extended toward 99,000 to 100K. So these people can get wiped with a very big bullish engulfing candle of weekly in Bitcoin that could possibly happen. And if we see liquidation heat maps on CoinAnk as well, you can see that in 3 day we have at 90,000. And on 1 week, again, it has extended to 96,000. There is very less left below, so this is why it is important to know both scenarios, okay? Since we don't know future, what we do know is probabilities and where we can place our orders to have the minimum risk and higher chance of making money. Yeah, 95, which is extended to 97,000 on 2 weeks. So it is quite possible that we will see something like this in the upcoming days. But what else could happen? When are we gonna see this scenario playing out? 69,000. And why do I keep saying 69,000? Let me show you on this chart. Let me clean this chart. Come on, monthly, okay? Where is the line chart? Okay. If we come to the line chart, what do you see here? You can see that previously Bitcoin came, this is in the line chart, but the wicks are extended till here and most of the exchanges. But this was also previous all-time high of 2024, which is 71,000, but wait a little bit. And if we come on weekly, we can see that we have more resistances, which is at 69,000. And why do I say 69,000 is that people will again be betting at 71,000 because of the previous all-time high, but I want a sweep below this as well because I believe that whales mindset work like that. That's how I'm trading always to find their levels, and most of the time it is correct. So if you now extend this, it goes to the previous cycle high as well. In 2021, that was 69,000 was the peak. So I am expecting this to happen the same way that we did in the previous all-time high as well. You can see that Bitcoin did bounce from here, but it went below before actually rallying and giving us this bull market, which it was the high of 2017. This happened, right? It actually reacted from this place, and I remember then that it was buy, but nobody was believing me then as well. Anyway, it's good to see people not believing you because very few people think this way and they see it coming. So it's better to see things coming beforehand and be prepared for it. So something like this is quite possible. Uh, if we do get a bull market and Bitcoin goes back above all-time high, it is quite possible. But more than that, the other possibility is that before going down, we will make a lower high and come here, which this 69,000 could possibly happen around January or February of 2026. Okay, so in this sense, then we will see something like this forming a lower high, then a lower low on weekly, then followed by the next bull market, which will be like this until we actually move higher to the next prices. So be prepared for any kind of the situations, but the lowest prices that you're gonna get and everything, and especially accumulate your favorite altcoins. One is here, that is obvious, but you will get even cheaper prices and use dollar cost averaging method, but you can bet a lot, buy a lot at these prices because this will be the cheapest price. And psychologically speaking, these people that they actually push the price to break, and this was a major resistance, they will be having their orders back here because uh, they created demand on the top of the market. So everybody will feel comfortable buying $69,000. I mean, every whale, not the uh, retail traders. Retail will give up by then. Once everybody has given up truly, then the market will do a bull run again. So this was today's video. I hope you liked it. It was just about Bitcoin and all these probabilities. I hope you learned something from it. And if you did, like the video, share the content with the people you love and other Muslims so they can also learn something from the way that we do trading on spot, which is the halal method of actually trading and investing in crypto. We have a community you can join and a free course that is actually free there. You can go and take that as long as it's there. And I will see you guys inshallah in the future videos if I'm alive. Have a good day.